Welcome back to Across the Board with E and the Colonel here on hawkradio.org and acrosstheboardradio.com. Now, every day is a good day at this job, and every week we have, I think, the best show on the entire planet, in the universe, let's say, for especially going into this particular interview.
Yeah.
Some days are definitely greater than others, though, man. You get to interview bands that, I talk about a red letter day. This is one of those. Yeah, I mean, if you can get an interview with this band, it's just, it helps, I don't know, it's just incredible for the career. Yeah,
yes.
And damn right it's entertaining. So let's get right into it. Odorous Arungus from Gwar is with us. Odorous, welcome to the show, bro.
Yeah, the interview's canceled. I didn't know if you guys got that bulletin, but yeah, we had to cancel.
And kill myself.
Cancel the interview, so I'm out, but have a good one, guys.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
And deuces. Excellent. Good. Moving on to Nickelback.
No, I'm here, but I do have to comment. E, dude, if your name is really E, you're not that dude from Entourage, are you?
Hell no, man. Taller.
Never did get into that show.
Not as rich.
I never liked that show, man. I didn't like that show.
Yeah.
I don't need to see these Hollywood running around in their expensive sports cars, forget about how much they're going to get. I don't like it.
Yeah, man. I don't have a sports car. I don't have any money. I don't have any of that stuff. So.
I can tell you what else you don't have.
It was good that one dude got the job. I go, Matt Dillon or whatever his freaking name was. I mean, his career was pretty much headed nowhere.
Oh, yeah, Kevin Dillon, his brother, yeah.
What his name is, I don't know. I don't even watch TV I'm talking about it. So how's it going, guys?
Right, man, yeah.
What the hell do you want, anyway?
I'll tell you, man, his name wasn't Odorous Arungus, and that's all that matters to me, man. We just talk.
Ungus, as in your Ungus. If you had an Ungus, it would be yours, okay?
Do I have an Ungus?
You do.
That's a mistake I will tolerate only once.
Fair enough. Gotcha. Let's talk about Gwar. The greatest band in the universe. That's undisputed, I think.
I think so.
Of course.
Yeah, absolutely. And you guys are still touring. You actually just came through near our area. You were in Baltimore, and unfortunately we weren't able to make that show and, thrashed ourselves because of that. But next time you come through, definitely need to see you. For those who haven't been to a Gwar show, it's definitely an experience. Talk a little bit about what they can expect to be, what fluids they can expect to be soaked in.
Well, blood, urine,
yep. Semen,
sputum, semen, poo, pee. Yeah, I said pee and urine are the same thing. But it's refreshing. A lot of people are like, ew, I don't want to get poo and pee all over me. But when they go to the show, and, because we go the extra mile, we actually chill the poo and the pee. So it's a little bit, it's
that's
nice.
classy.
It's like, it's so refreshing. This diarrhea is so chilly and refreshing. It doesn't taste too good. Oh, God.
So,
but, it is cool at least. It's not hot pee. Well, it's not too hot. It is salty. Actually, it's horrible. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. Nothing worse than get a face full of hot, salty man piss right in your face at a Gwar show. But, hey, you love Gwar. You just got to, you got to do what you got to do.
That's the way to get close to the band.
It's like drinking a Miller High Life.
It is. Miller High Life.
I mean, where else is going to go? 18 beers for $9.99. I mean, come on.
Oh, wow. Now, Odorous, a lot of things, you guys have the live show, which just makes you guys so phenomenal, but you have DVDs that you can bring out to the public, that you've brought out to the public as well. Again, there's how many different DVDs have you done? I'm counting at least 20. I
don't even know anymore. People can't point cameras at me and they say that things are coming out. The big thing that I'm excited about is my big TV show, Holliston.
Yes.
I'm a big TV star now. I'm on Holliston, which is it's like a cable on-demand kind of, TV is changing. You get stuff on iTunes, you get stuff on Netflix, you get stuff on, Hulu or whatever the hell you get it on. It's not the old days with the old butterfly antenna and all that kind of crap. The UHF channel, and you can get the creature feature if you're lucky. No, you can see anything anytime you want now. One of the things you can't see is Holliston, and I'm on it with my good buddy Dee Snyder, and
that's right.
Actually got approved for another season. I can't even believe it.
Yes.
I'm flying out to Hollywood next month.
Let's get it
done. Can you believe it? We're actually doing a Christmas episode. Don't worry. This does not mean I am getting soft. It just means that Gwar is finally getting into the upper echelons of the entertainment business where we belong.
That's right. I absolutely agree with that. And, you know, I mean, I can't harp on it enough. If people have never experienced any kind of Gwar show, any TV show like Holliston, or even anything having to involve with Gwar, they've not lived their lives to the fullest. I mean, it's something that I don't know. It's definitely it shouldn't be on a bucket list. It should be required to live.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, definitely.
And
it is the bucket in a sense. It should be the very last. It should be everything on the bucket list and what actually fills the bucket up. I mean, you know, it's right up there with riding a roller coaster, smoking crack, and having sex as things that you just need to get done as soon as possible.
I think Colonel did all of those this past weekend.
I think
Six
so.
Flags, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do that all at once. If you can actually ride a roller coaster at a Gwar show while having sex and smoking crack, you are living.
No, let's up that. Let's put a Gwar show on a roller coaster, or make a Gwar roller coaster.
Be a big roller coaster, but you know, if we can,
roller coaster.
You know, it's a question of budget. Unfortunately, there is, you know, we do have the $90 million a day crack budget, which takes a little bit away from the show. You know, it's like, well, we could have the smoke machine and the giant laser and the flaming Death Star, but we do need that $90 million of crack before the show. So, you know, that's how it goes.
Yeah, and your fans, I include myself and Colonel both as a couple of them, are dedicated. I mean, it's not just like, yeah, you know, Gwar's cool, I guess, I'll listen to him. But, I mean, everybody loves, you know, you guys and grew up to you. I know tons of chicks that are huge Gwar fans, obsessed with the band. And
well, we're
some
the
good friends.
best fans in the world. You really are.
Yep.
Gwar is not a band that you can have a casual
Right.
interest in. You've either got to be a Gwar fanatic or you pretty much don't get it. And the people that are into Gwar, I'm happy to say, are usually the best because they're funny. I mean, they see it's hilarious when their girlfriend gets an axe through her head and I the hole. I mean, they're like, I loved her, but that's still, I can't deny that is funny.
Exactly. And I mean, to be serious for a minute, too, I mean, besides being an incredibly entertaining show, I can't describe, seriously, this is one of those that go see Gwar,
It's a straight
please.
production. It really is.
It really is. It's an absolute production. You guys should have a show on, you know, in New York or something like that on Broadway for a while, just you guys playing shows. But you guys are also incredibly talented musicians. How much time do you still spend, you know, practicing? I mean, you guys have been at this for years and years. Not to date you guys, but
You'd be surprised. I've been in the studio all morning. I mean, the reason that we're good at what we do is because we actually enjoy it.
Right.
And, you know, and we're always making albums, always working on new studio projects. We've just completed work on Slave Pit Studios, just moved into a new facility. So for the very first time, we actually own our own full, I mean, a lot of people have their own studios now, but we've, you know, like we've got actual rooms and stuff, you know. It's
nice.
like, it's got really good equipment. We got it all put together. And so we've been really, ever since the last tour was over, we've been busying ourselves getting that together. And it's coming together in a great way. And for us, it's like it comes naturally. Honestly, we play music because we love to play. And when you love to do something and you get a chance to do it professionally, it's just like you got to make the most of it. I still understand it. Musicians that are you know listless or laconic when they're playing, they look like they're bored. They look like they don't want to be there. But then again, there's other bands that are like jumping all over the place. It's like, will you quit jumping around? Like I almost can't stand it. They're jumping around so much. It's like, quit doing that. I'm really sick. I am so sick of going to a festival and hearing some Nimrod scream at me, I want to see the biggest circle pit ever. It's like, dude, how many thousands of millions of times do we have to freaking hear that? What to do? This is a punk rock show. I'll do what the I want. If I want to get the dodecahedron pit, I'll do that.
oh, best interview ever.
I had to get that off my chest.
Apparently, yeah. You've been holding that in for a while, haven't you?
Yeah, you could be on the show every week and get that off your chest, man.
It's like punk rock lead singer dudes. Come up with something else to freaking say, okay?
Yeah, they have the circle pit and the wall of death, and that's about it these days. Oh, man. And see, that's the thing too. For those of you who don't know Gwar, by the way, first off, just go ahead and shut off the show because I don't want you listening to my show if you don't know who Gwar is. But
no, it's important that the people that don't know who Gwar is. It's important that they do know because their lives they need to be changed immediately.
Absolutely. They need to be awakened.
And you guys have been at this for over 25 years now as Gwar itself.
Yeah, but that's just a mirror. That's a fly speck in the immortal cosmos that is Gwar's panoply of life.
Greatest band in the universe. But you guys, that's the thing. You talk about the passion for the music. Not only do you get up there and perform, but you guys get up there and perform, as Odorous and these things. In some heavy gear. We'll put it that way. You guys are, you're not able to wear shorts and that kind of stuff. That's, in all seriousness, man.
I'm not sure I want to see Odorous in shorts.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I know. But
I pretty much don't wear anything down there.
But talk about the passion that you have to put into that to get out there all the time. Out in the heat and it's not easy. Is what I'm saying. You guys put a lot of work into the shows and talk about that.
I've seen it break people. I've seen people worn down and destroyed by it. But truth of the matter is, for me, it's a rush of power. And it's not. If you put it on human terms, it's not so very different than going out and playing a game of football, or doing a game of ice hockey, putting on your pads, and going out there and beating the hell out of each other for a while. Doesn't take that long. And there's one thing that's for sure about it. It's a very bestial, very energetic experience is required. You immediately get a rush of power. I mean, an adrenaline surge through the performance, just because you're getting all this energy from this crowd of people that is just absolutely delighted to be there. And we feed on that energy, and it makes it maybe not as bad as people think it is. I mean, we are, after all, immortal. We have been doing it, as you say, on this planet now for over 25 years. And there doesn't seem to be any sign of us letting up anytime soon. And I'll tell you the truth, it doesn't seem like we're slowing down either. And it's sure, though. I mean, sure, you have your Slipknots, and you have all kinds of bands that are doing theatrical things. You got your Rob Zombies and your Ghosts. But nobody has really ever tried to do what Gwar has done.
Right.
And, and that's, I guess, create a almost burlesque-esque kind of heavy metal horror comedy show, which is basically what we've done. And no one is going to, and it's something that had to be done because it's one of the most hilarious, ridiculous things ever. And it's something that I think will continue to go on forever. I think Gwar is such an amazing idea that it will last for eternity.
That's what I want to hear.
Yeah, and I don't think anything is going to stop that from happening. I think it's the most unique band in history because Gwar has never broken. Gwar has never had major success, but Gwar has always been relevant, and Gwar has always been at the forefront of the underground. So therefore, there has never been a band like Gwar ever.
Damn right.
Never will be again.
I have to believe that Gwar has got a lot more. I mean, and when I start showing up and doing stuff like having, being on sitcoms and showing up on Red Eye, and the band is just getting more powerful and more fans all the time, and as much as the rest of the metal community kind of tries to shy away from us, we're like their mutant brothers or something. They have to, we get mad respect from all those guys. So, I just have to believe that in truth, if anyone thinks that Gwar is going away, I think the hugest days of Gwar are ahead of us and could be a long way off. I mean, geez, Van Gogh didn't sell a painting until he'd been dead for 10 years.
Yeah, that's a good point. And to be, like I said, when you've been on Fox News, that's when you've made it to the big time.
That was pretty funny. I mean, I think one day, like, every band will be like Gwar. I think it won't be enough to get out there and just play music and, that won't entertain people anymore. They'll be so jaded. There'll be so much stuff flying around everywhere. Every band will be like this incredibly insane production, and it's scary as well because there's every chance in the world that these productions won't even be made up of real people. These things will be holograms. These things will be pre-programmed. They'll be projections. They'll be software. And I think that's just kind of really scary and horrible. And that's why we need Gwar, so we can kill these people.
It already started with Hologram Tupac.
Yeah, that's right.
It did. and they're talking about doing a Marilyn Monroe show, and it's gonna keep happening. I you should go. There'll be a new John Wayne movie or whatever. You know, it's gonna keep happening, and that's only gonna replace musicians and artists. So I'm not so sure that I'm into that.
Otis, the world was supposed to end this year, at the end of this year, and they've called it off and said it wasn't going to happen. But what would have been your contingency plan had the Earth been annihilated? Where would you have played then? Where would have went to the moons of Titan, to the moons of Saturn? Or?
I mean, no one's going to blow up the world unless we give them permission. I mean, I don't care how big of a plasmic burst it is or what the Mayans said. We would have just had a show, and we would have invited all the Gwar fans to come. And just our majesty would protect them. So basically, the rest of the world would be completely ravaged, except for about a 20-square-mile area around where Gwar is playing, and that's where our fans would all be clustered. And after then, we could set forth and conquer this brave new world with our fans and form some kind of road warrior-esque society.
Yeah.
And it would be a lot of fun, really.
You guys, your origins are from nearby us. You know, we're located in Maryland, and you guys, Gwar sort of originated in Richmond, Virginia, in that area.
Well, that's where the slaves have their little slave pit. I really don't know why they like to hang out there. It's a horrible, miserable little city, but they say the crack is really good.
Yeah. I would say both of those things are probably accurate. Yeah, I've been to Richmond, but shout out to our listeners in Richmond. But a lot of great bands have come out of that area. What do you think it is in that area? You know, is it the crack and all of those things?
Yeah.
Like Lamb of God. I know you guys have done some work with Lamb of God.
We basically threatened them. We basically threatened them. We were like, you guys are pretty good. We're going to kill you unless you get better. So they were like, okay. We need you to go out and they actually used to open up for us. That's the funniest part.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's for the same reason the Indians used to live here, and they got kicked out by the white settlers. This is kind of a magic place. It's been cursed by the natives, but apparently that curse is backfired, or maybe it's worked fine. It's like, hi, we curse you to have awesome metal bands that will always say you. It's just like, if you're going to kick us out of our ancestral village, then we're going to curse you to produce some of the best metal bands that come out of America. So basically, it's the shame of Richmond. I'm sure it upset many Richmond City Council members that Richmond is best known in the world for being not only the capital of slavery, but also producing kick-ass metal bands like Lamb of God and Gwar and Municipal Waste, whose attitude, shall I say, is less than respectful to the establishment.
If you again, I can't talk enough about a Gwar show. You got to see photos. I mean, well, there are some photos that show
No, you don't need to see photos.
Naked rear.
Yeah, you can't just feel it. You can't just see it. You can't just hear it. You got to smell it.
And wear clothes that you don't care about.
Yeah,
because they're going to get ruined.
Agree. I think you should go in tuxedo and hoop skirt. That makes it even more fun.
So the tuxedo,
the
tuxedo top with a hoop skirt. You want to?
No, well, the guy wears the tuxedo, the girl wears the hoop skirt, or you can you can flip it around. Hell, I've seen Afghani women just throw their burqas over their heads.
Oh man,
we love you.
We need to make an odorous segment and have every month and have you stop by, man. Now,
I would be glad to. There's one thing I don't seem to ever tire of, and that's running my mouth.
Odorous. So, say you guys did decide to go ahead and destroy the world, or at least our world here on Earth. Maybe you had 10, 15 minutes left. What would be the last song that you want to hear? So, if you were wrapping up, what's the last song that you would want to hear or perform, yours or anybody else's?
Oh, wow. Sick of You would have to be. I mean, if the world was ending, Sick of You is the perfect song for it. But if it had to be anyone else's, it's got to be Black Sabbath's first album. I mean, it's the best one ever.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
That's a great call. I'd have to have a mix, man.
I mean, really, is there a better metal song than Black Sabbath, and especially War Pigs? I mean, it's hard to pick, which one's the greatest, but just that album. You know, but then you got Ace of Spades, you got Motorhead, you know, that's hard too. There's been a lot of great metal. That's a tough question. So I guess I'll just have to go with my own band and stick with Sticky here.
Yeah, and, you know, the cool thing is that Sabbath and, you know, Motorhead, all these bands hold up today. You can listen to those songs today and they still hold up.
And that basically the biggest reason that Lemmy is able to stand up is because he leans against that pinball machine at the Rainbow Lounge in Hollywood.
Yeah, I'm not sure Ozzy knows where he is these days and everything, but he can still sing the lyrics, man. He can get them out.
He can still sing it, and he still puts on a great show. Unbelievable. They're not a metal band, but the Rolling Stones are still playing strongly in their 70s. I mean, I don't know what they're giving these guys, but I want some too.
I don't think we want to know what they're giving them, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't really need that anyway. I was supposedly born immortal. I mean, they've been trying to kill me for years. See, I had my brain and my balls flipped. So a lot of times when people like put swords through my head thinking it's going to kill me, they're just stabbing me in my testicles.
So just circumcising you a little bit, maybe castrating you instead of slashing the brain. Yeah.
But the problem is I do tend to think with my a little overly too much.
Can you do that too much?
There's no such thing as too much with that now.
Yeah, you're right.
Well,
all right, well, let's get this meaningless torture over with.
Yeah, I mean, real quick, though, if you had to watch any one movie this summer, what's the one you recommend?
I don't really know what's coming out this summer. Honestly, there's nothing that I've been excited to see. I went and saw Prometheus, and I was terribly. I thought it was a confusing, muddled mess.
Really?
And I don't know what else is coming out. So really nothing. I would go back and watch probably RoboCop. That's probably one of my favorite movies.
They're getting ready to remake that. You know that, right?
No, don't remake RoboCop. Oh, no.
It's going to be awful.
The worst part is the villain in the movie is going to be Hugh Laurie.
No.
And the worst
Why
part.
do they have to do that? Well, because they know that they'll make money. They'd rather go with a formulaic kind of thing like that knows will make them a certain amount of money than try to have an original idea.
Yep,
that's
right.
Why Gwar exists. Kill these people.
And your boy Dave Mustaine's going to be in the movie as well. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding.
Okay, for Dave. I was pretty vicious to Dave. But actually I do have a lot of respect for him as a musician. But I will say one thing. Ever since I said that about Dave, I sure haven't heard him mouthing off about Republicans.
Shut him down, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Listen, again, no matter where you are in the world right now, check out Gwar. Look at him, check him out online. With
Gwar.net.
Yep, Gwar.net. Go see these guys.
Also follow my Twitter feed, which is full of abuse and lies. The Real Odorous.
And again, people, we always harp.
Often the best way to get the quickest news from Gwar, and you can follow the exploits of our buddy Randy Blythe, who at this moment is probably in jail in the Czech Republic. They'll be letting him out soon. Boy, he's the only person I know who actually gets sober, cleaned up, and then gets in more trouble.
That's a good point.
That's a very good point. Yeah, most people stay out. Yeah.
On the other hand, it will make an excellent episode of Locked Up Abroad.
Good call.
I like that.
Season ender right there.
Season finale.
And again, we always talk about you have to go experience music, go see artists, because this is how they make most of their money, folks. I'm telling you, people don't make millions and millions of dollars off selling records anymore. It's not the way it works. So go see these people, go buy their merch, buy their CDs at the show.
That's right.
That's a better way to support the band. Check these guys out. And again, if you go to one concert the rest of your life, make it a Gwar show. Do yourself a favor. Otis, we appreciate it, man. We'll be back here in a few minutes on Across the Board with Ian the Colonel on hawkradio.org.
And acrosstheboardradio.com.